Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. As a description, what you are, what is always here, regardless of your mind thinking or not thinking. That's what is realization, actually, to see that. But it's true that in the experience, it's when you don't think that the obviousness of what is can show up. So I don't know if it is really understandable, but what is can be understand is that the mind will never approach that. He can try his best to think of it or not to think. He will always create a state, and you have not to confuse a state which rises, which was not there before, which will go for what is the real nature of everything. So ask me more if you want, if you need, or if you want to inspire me to speak. Oh, the garden is flourishing. And this, we can put that in the water. There.
Hello, Ganga.
Hi.
I would just like to share something. I left with your words in my heart, and what was kind of very evident was what you said, that Satsang is with you, and that it's still it's continuous, and it doesn't need necessarily a teacher. It may come, and it's very beautiful.
You just needed a teacher to tell you that.
Yeah. And you know, I was sitting a lot in my garden, and I was just amazed at, or not even amazed, but this beingness, this it's so real, and it's so, for me it was such a the evidence of God, and
where God is.
And
God comes afterwards. God is a creation of that. Yeah.
There is just no separation from the world I see and myself. And
if you see yourself, then you have an experience of no separation. In real no separation, there is not such a thing as myself and something else with whom you are one. Yeah. Good. So you are happy?
Yes.
Good.
And also what you said about, I listened to every satsang, by the way, that was on YouTube.
Which?
You said about experiences. You talk about experiences a lot, that it's just an experience. Even this union with God, just an experience. Even this peace, even this love, even also the worst things or the worst emotions, it's just an experience. And everything that I also communicate right now is also just an experience. So I just...
Yeah. Very good.
So thank you.
But you have to thank your hearing, you see, your openness to wanting to liberate yourself. Because it is that brings a so-called teacher, brings a so-called teaching, because it has always been with you anyway. So it's really your eagerness that will liberate yourself. So of course you can thank, and at the same time you know very well that it was in the story, and you are grateful in the story, sure. Yeah.
Good morning. Good to be
Good
back.
morning.
In the silence before you spoke, I had this image of a light, and through each of us, this light expresses in a different way. And this, can you speak more about consciousness expressing itself?
I think the attempt to express consciousness expressing itself has been there since thousands of years with failure. You cannot describe. We can indicate, okay, a few things, but what shall I say? Everything that we see, sense, know, feel is the expression of what is. You can call it the consciousness, which is not personal. So surely there is no question of separation here. It's separated, seen by the mind and the senses and the feelings. It limits its own creation in that way, but it's not different. What more do you want to hear?
Well, my mind thinks that I keep having this image of the light, like light coming into our body,
Yeah,
and
but
then
you see,
expressing in
but wait,
in different ways.
I will listen more, but already you see, the light and the body. So you speak about the realm of the body and the light, the concrete material and its opposite. It's linked. So it's in the imagination, it is in the mind. So this image, maybe you like it, but it has absolutely no substance. You could say then the sun, then something else. And that's where the visions and the philosophies and different philosophies, different visions and religions spring, because they explain in a certain way, they find it the best. Still, it is the mind, and the mind is totally relative and goes on changing and transforming in itself, so you cannot trust anything the mind will say about it. So you had that experience, okay. So let's see what we can do to resolve that experience. So you saw the light coming in your body.
Yeah, and also in all the bodies. And then there are our personal stories, our conditioning, and that this is like a filter, how this expresses. And I saw this image that there were all these different people standing, and then there were lights, rays of light coming out of them, and some were like straight,
And some are
were
more
like
light and some less, because as I say, it's an
It's just an
experience.
image,
You see,
yeah.
it's an experience you have, which is a kind of satisfying for a while explanation of what actually I've not yet solved. For me, this creation, I know it's the creation of what is, but for me it's a total mystery, and I don't even have any pull to solve a mystery. So it's one of those 100,000 millions of visions we can have, yeah. So maybe you learn something from it, but don't try to save that vision. It will go on changing, and it's anyway absolutely relative. So ask rather, who is the experiencer? Rather than the scene, now you express the scene, what the experiencer sees, what I as someone sees. That will go on changing. That's the creation. So, and the experiencer is included in that experience. So, if you see that, from where can you see that? Including the experiencer. And here, if you are able to say anything, it means you make a loop with the experiencer to try to say something. So it's already in the jaw of creation. Nothing can be said from what is. Everything different can be said rising from what is. So satsang is only to remind yourself about, as I said, it's a description, but it's an indication, the background of everything, what is from where we come and where we will go back. It doesn't take into account all its own creation, because I guess that itself doesn't need to be aware of its own creation, because there is no two. So who am I? Rather than what do I understand? What do I see? What do I perceive? What explanation the best I get today? Who am I? The source of all the rising. I. You see, I wake up. The world wakes up.
Hi, Ganga.
Buenas.
I had ayahuasca.
Mm.
Yeah.
you, you look happy.
And I had this experience. I felt what Buddha called the builder. How
I don't know what about.
it's like
builder.
you see your thoughts,
Mm.
how they
Build.
build everything and kidnap yourself from living. Like they distract you and completely
Oh,
from.
you mean that's the life? Yeah. It's not that they distract you for living. That creates the life, the buildings.
Yeah,
It's
but
different. There is something different here. Okay. Okay, tell me.
I felt that this build of thoughts,
Yeah.
yeah, they were real in life,
Yeah.
but they put me in another direction that wasn't what I feel in the present moment. It was like something distracting me from the moment and what I feel and what is happening.
The present moment, is there any happening in the present moment?
Again, please.
Is there any happening in the present moment? So
Yes.
otherwise, what is the difference if there is an happening in the present moment and in the building thing? What is the difference? Happenings only. So
The difference is that with the thoughts, I even leave the perceiving my senses, what is around. I forget about even what is around me, and so for me it's like a kidnapping, like going in another world, fantasy world.
yeah, that world is so fantastic that it speaks of the present moment as if it was something different.
Yes.
It is not. The present moment is not linked to past and building and all that. The present moment doesn't have a happening and a shape. Are you there in the present moment? Otherwise, you call it the present in time when you speak of circumstances. Yes, I am just now, I'm present in Satsang. I'm not so distracted, I'm present in Satsang, but it's still in time. If I speak of circumstances and of the position of myself, so it's not the here and now expressed in Satsang to express and indicate what is not enclosed by time. You see, any substance, I tell you, any substance, any cause brings you in different layers of your personal consciousness, yeah, of your mind. And of course you discover, and you may have much better view, vaster view of this creation and all that. But it is still an experience. Because you see, what is cannot be caused by a cause, cannot be revealed by a cause. And if it is so, it's an experience of it, so an experience of an aspect of it, and that's why it goes. That's why it can go on changing with maturity and transformation and whatnot. What is expressed in Satsang doesn't belong to the creation. It creates creation, but it doesn't belong to creation. Creation disappears when you go here. So you had a very interesting, probably, experience, but you cannot trust the reality or the truth told by the experience. Okay? You explored more. Probably, it's, of course, very interesting also. But don't bring satsang here. It's an experience. Yeah? Okay, nice.
Yeah, the thing is that after the effect finished of the systems, sometimes I remember that I am with a big building of thoughts, and in that moment, I go to the present moment. So I don't know if this reminder helps me to, or if it's not a good line of investigation.
The best, for me, the most direct, let's say, the best, if there is an investigation, is to always go back to the source of all this creation. And what is the source? Tell me now. What's the source of all this creation?
It's going inside.
Yeah, but what is? Who says it's inside?
My mind.
Yeah, but whose mind?
My mind.
I have a mind. If you don't say I, you see, you are still around. Say my mind, this, that, you escape. It's really I have a mind. I see, I feel, I experience, I. Because I, it's really, you cannot define it, but it's really, when you say I and something, it's located here. It's not located here. It's really located here. So, why, now you may understand, why this question, who am I, is so important. It's because it removes all the explanation, all the answers, all the questions, because I is questioned, the base of all this. And when you question, it is to eventually bring you to its indication, which is from where even, who am I, this question arose. And then there is nothing to say. But it is real in comparison with all what moves.
Thank you.
Great. So it was a good trip to bring you here. You see, this investigation, not this, not that, is very useful, very interesting. But in the end, it's a bit like you are a tree and you trim the tree. So, which is very, very important, because a big confused mind cannot even understand a word of what is said here. So you trim. At some point, you are aware, but I'm doing something. What am I doing? It's all about the scene, after all. And satsang is about the seer. The seer, is there any tree? Or what is the nature of the tree I trim? So, I mean, to say every practice has a time very important, maybe useful at some point, but you have also to give up it at some point, because the real question has not been asked and could not be, probably because the mind was feeling not able to do it. Yeah. You see, from here, the question, who am I, is a disturbance. From the mind is of a great help. You see? Something less?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. Even this, in my perspective, even this questionnaire, who am I, it's a problem. So I'm a little bit confused, because I was looking for myself, but this who is looking for myself is actually like cannot find.
Mm. Mm. It's a very nice answer.
It's not there.
Mm.
It's not there. Not in this words when he want to see.
Buddha also spoke of nothing.
Yes. Yeah.
And he kept quiet. He didn't say something else. So, you will keep quiet now? Buddha kept quiet. Oh, shunyam, shunyata.
Yes. Yes.
Very good. To say shunyam or shunyata or means emptiness. The mind must have surrendered, you see. He cannot comprehend from where it came. So he expressed that way. And that's the end of it. Mm. Yeah. No, when it is not well understood, some replace shunyam, the emptiness, by fullness. Oh no, but it's fullness. Then it was not empty. You see? Empty is just to, the mind admits is, it's not his affair, his failure. It's not his affair, and knows. He comes from there, he disappears there. it is not to say it is emptiness. Otherwise you would have still a big role, a big message of truth. No. No message, no messenger. Much better. Yes.
Hello, Mira. Beautiful morning to you, first of all.
Thanks. Thanks.
It was something that spoke to me very much when you say we are the here and not the now. That's
Again say. Yeah. Again say.
Of course. It was something that spoke to me very much when you said we are the here.
Yeah, the here. Yeah.
Instead of the now. Because the now for me was so phenomenal.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
And when we spoke about the here, it felt like the truth.
Yeah,
like
but
how
it
you
can
said
be
it.
geographical too. So it's really yeah.
True,
Okay,
at
if you
some
take
point,
it
but,
freely, okay.
Yeah.
So you're confirmed in what?
It confirmed something that you say about everything earlier, that Satsang is a reminder of the here.
Yeah, I hope so. It has to be like that, sure.
That was is very beautiful said to me, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. It gives happiness, you see, to when someone can hear. Somebody was asking Papaji how to thank you. He said, just be what I say. Then you thank me. Yeah.
Good morning,
Good
Ganga.
morning.
Thank you. When do we speak from about I? I'm not talking about. I'm talking about everything.
Yeah.
So you are I.
Yeah.
And everyone
Yeah,
is
sure,
I.
sure.
It's one I.
Yeah, one eye. Already one eye. Yeah. Yeah. And from where I came, that's already a very vast view. It's true. Everybody says I. Where is the difference? But from where I came, have you asked?
Hi. So right now there is an experience of stillness.
Yeah.
But I hear you say that it's also not that.
You just described it, so
Yeah.
now you know it. It's not that sure. The mind is quiet, so this is a very good time to just see, oh, I see, my mind is quiet. So from where you see, don't go and see. From where you see, just remain as it is. Don't objectify it. It's objectified by the stillness.
It's still okay that the stillness is.
Of course, it will anyway go away, don't worry. Enjoy when it is there. Sure. I never say not to enjoy. Just know it's a state of my mind. But I can see it. It's not that. I am from where I can see that.
And the funny thing is that is clear, that is
Okay.
obvious, but still there is this trying to find that going on.
You see, you follow but. What is a but? Apart from what we know, but what is a but?
I don't know what to say.
Mind!
Doubt,
Mind!
I wouldn't say.
The gateway to the mind.
Yes.
Okay. You go there, it's like the quickest tiger possible. Ow! You are done. You are in the mind. So why do you follow? For in this very precious moment, why you take risk to go into that? It's just a mind, it's a thought. Nothing wrong with a thought, of course. It appears, it disappears. But it's a precious moment now to see it. So allow yourself not to be tyrannized again by the mind. Okay? You know, you have to be finally very clear that the mind will never help you here. Never. So it can have the best answer, the best question, the best whatever experience. It will not be about who you are. So that's why it's so uncompromising to not to trust anything the mind wants to argue or comment or describe just now here.
Yeah.
But I want to
I don't dare to say that word.
No, you can, but I have to tell you.
Yeah. It feels like this seeking is still like it's. I don't have control over it.
Because you follow but. You follow what the mind suggests you. You see, one is attached to the mind because it is your personality. Before seeking, you thought this is the only thing which exists, so it's very important, that base, the mind I have. And here it is exactly to know who I am when I am not a person. So of course the mind cannot enter here. It will suggest you so many things. Even the beyond and the prior and whatever.
So I just see the seeking as a movement.
It is a movement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great, you see that. Yeah. And who you are, which will be obvious, let's say, will not be the result of following that movement of the mind. It will be when you just see, oh, it's a movement, and then for once you don't go there. And that's always available. It's always available.
And I see now also that it's the mind that wants to get rid of this seeking.
Yeah, sure. It's also a movement. You see, whatever was not there before and appears, it's the mind. It's the mind. So don't run after some best answer of the mind, because it will keep you on seeking.
It tries to make up problems now as we speak also.
It what with the problem?
I don't remember the one.
Okay, good.
There are a lot of buts.
Yeah, but you see them.
I see them.
Don't go farther. It's a bouquet of butts. It's amazing how many years we have been attached to the mind, to the movements, to the rising, because it's when you take birth, it's the only way to exist, to live.
When we take birth?
To live. When you take birth, it's the only way to live, is to go into the movements of the mind and the body and the senses and whatnot, feelings. We have learned that only. So attachment will make you maybe feel something like, oh, something is maybe difficult, or maybe you need a strength not to go there. It's just the attachment to it. Actually, you are freed from this attachment. You cannot be detached really. While working on attachment, you work on detachment. No, not like that, because then you still use the attachment was this way, movement this way, the detachment is a movement this way. It's still a movement. Just see it's a movement. From you see, where you see I am.
I just want to say then also that then this question also, who am I, is also movement. And
Okay, but then honor what you say.
huh?
Honor what you say once for all. If you dare to say that once for all, you have nothing else to do. Now,
For the moment.
so you give a chance to the mind, so keep as a tool at least. Keep it as a tool. Okay. Don't reject everything, because that, you see, it's not the only way, but that is like the trunk in that nose of the elephant. You know, it goes towards the village, not taking the apples here and there of the market, because he has, who am I? One pointed, it removes all other concepts, all other interests for that moment. So in that way. But I am myself, I say, what a disturbance to ask who am I once you've seen. It doesn't make sense. It's a very good tool to teach and to hear if you still have a strong mind.
I'm just saying that from here, I see that it's clearly a movement.
Yeah.
But I know
Great.
that it's very helpful also.
Great. But don't make a mantra of this who am I. Hein? Don't make it a retreat with only who am I, who am I, who am I, who am I. Don't do that. That removes the efficiency of the tool. You ask it once. It works, it works. It doesn't work, forget it, and you take another time when you are to your guts and ask. Once is enough. Yeah. Actually, it's not a teaching. It's just a tool. Because, you know, nobody found the recipe to be liberated, because you are already liberated. This is the problem. The mind cannot conceive. If there was a recipe, it means we believe, I believe, that I can be not liberated. Then there is a recipe. No, not like that.
I am the seer. also it's beautiful because I can just let mind go freely. Oh, sorry.
Don't speak. Don't speak.
Don't speak.
Don't speak. You'll speak enough later. Just don't.
Hello, Ganga.
Hi.
You said some time ago, I love it and it loves me. And it was like being struck by lightning when I heard you say that. And something about it is just still touches me so much. There doesn't seem to be anywhere else to go or ask or just this. Really. Thank you.
Nothing to ask. You are done with asking. Yeah.
There are a lot of questions in my mind right now.
Well, you can ask.
Yeah, I came across this. I don't even know if it's a concept, but maybe it's a concept that loving what is.
It
And
doesn't mean anything. How it helps you? Tell me. How it helps you?
How it helps
This
me?
sentence. You don't know what is, and you have to love it. Where do you go with that?
Yeah, there's like different questions around it now. Like
So tell me.
if it is what it is, and it was what it was, it will be what it will be. What is there to do?
Nothing.
Nothing. And then there's the question: how can I love the genocide? How can that's happening right now?
That's what I say. You don't understand anything with that sentence. It doesn't help you. Yeah. It's not that you will love genocide. It's just that everything is the creation of what you are, because it's dual. Nobody asks you to love the genocide, but just know the nature of it. And to know the nature of it, you have to know who you are. Who are you, in fact? Before trying to solve or to understand this infinite creation, first know who you are. And then you will see, and you will have the destiny which is with your birth to fight for a thing or not to fight in this world. There is no obligation. Everybody has a different destiny with different ethics, different tolerable things, bearable things. But this is very personal. So first know who you are. Otherwise, you see, you will be lost in so many answers or so many beliefs, which is all right if you are not disturbed by that. But if you are disturbed by that, solve the root cause. Where are you now?
With this, like, what do you mean by saying, I love what is and it loves me?
No, but this was very particular with her, and I have never said it before nor after. So it was just for her. Maybe somebody else takes it too, but I mean, it's not like, I would not say that to you. No, or whatever, whenever. So in all this affair, you came, you have many questions. What helps you? What did you hear, something new or not, that may drop a question or not? Is something interesting for you in what you have been hearing?
You mean right now?
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, you see, every time you will go somewhere, you will ask the same amount of questions. At least drop one when you go somewhere.
What comes is that it's all very interesting. It's to find this question, who are you?
No, say who am I?
Who am I?
Who are you is when you relate in the world. Who are you, my dear? Here it is relating to your own self.
Yes,
who am I?
That's what I mean. Like, who are you? Who am
Now you know, but not when you told. It's not the same question, who are you, or who am I? It's not the same question. It doesn't lead to the same. Who are you is towards somebody. Who am I is one wonders where it goes. Is there a I even? At least you learned that. When I ask somebody in my life, who are you? I don't expect you to say I'm consciousness and Brahman and whatnot. I expect that I'm well, I'm not well, you know.
what comes now is what I take is to be present as much as possible, to be aware, to be here.
But you cannot know what it is if you don't know who you are. Because what does it mean here? What does it mean? Here in this circumstance? Here in my life? What does it mean? And if you bring geography or time with you, so you remain, your answers will always be temporal and geographical. This is the thing. And the background of everything absorbs all that, but is not contained in time and space. It creates that, and makes it disappear. So it's like the people with this philosophy of Epicure. Live the present. What do they mean? What do they mean? If you live the present, you don't bring anything with you, not even yourself. But it's to enjoy the present. Enjoy whatever is here means then what? You see, you have to understand the indications of the words. The context will have words looking the same, but they will indicate something else. Satsang is based on nothing. So it will always bring you to lose, to nothing. But that's why there is big confusions in teachings, you see, because the words, the same words are used and they indicate something different. So know where you are, which context. You want to enjoy more your life, which is a total right of the human. Don't come to Satsang. That may be a gift showing up sometimes, that's all. There is no promise here for the life. But there is a big self-gift, that what is revealed in yourself. Meditating?
No.
Why? Why don't you allow yourself to meditate? Why you don't allow yourself to meditate?
How I can meditate myself?
Huh?
How I can meditate myself?
It's a better answer than mine, I would have said.
So speaking of meditating, would it be useful to spend like, I don't know, a space of time, like an hour or so, working who am I, who am I, who am I, like this every day?
Of course, to dedicate moments to that, sure. Okay? Meaning, you have not realized yourself. So the mind still searches, yeah? So sure, you cannot help to dedicate time to that because you want to solve it. Now I prefer neti-neti. Not this, not that. Whatever I know, feel, sense, I am not. It's only an aspect of me, so I am not it. I'm not it. Because you see, who am I, as I said, it's efficient, absolutely efficient. If you ask it once with the power of your desire to be liberated, and that power, you don't have it for 1 hour, not even, you have at once. So if that is coming to you, sure, why not? But it can be also in another way. It's not only with that question. But if you dedicate some time, or you can just also see, I'm conscious of what's going on, and then live just a moment where you are freed from looking. That's what I am, you see, from where I can be conscious of. Then don't all the time see, but you see, and then at some point you be without the seeing. I'm that.
The neti-neti thing, wouldn't it be like you said before to me, trimming the tree?
Yeah, sure. But if you still take the mind with you, then what else? Or be conscious of the buildings. But you see, it's not enough, because then you keep someone a witness of the buildings. So you are conscious because your mind is, then at some point you are conscious of things, so of the scene, but give a split moment to the seer. If you have a scene, there is a seer. That's what I am.
To be conscious of the seer is who I am.
You cannot be conscious of the seer. There you keep quiet. Because if you are conscious of the seer, you create another eye, etc. If you like, there are infinite eyes, you see. If you work on anything, you base yourself as a practitioner. And it's a base away from what you are. It looks like, at least, it gives that sensation, and that's why you practice. Actually, what you are is always here. This step to be a practitioner comes from what you are. So, as a practitioner, which is that base which is not questioned, you practice, okay, neti, but at least this neti brings you to the source of the mind, the source of I am someone, or I am born. So at some point, I say give a split second because it's not about time, to remain as a seer, just a seer. And then you will see I've always been a seer. Always. I just confused with the seen. So from the seer, the seen, which is very tormented, chaotic, active, or the seen, which is very quiet, you see that it's still a seen. So you don't confuse anymore any state for what you are. What a liberation. Because that cannot rise and disappear. It's not mental, physical, emotional. It's not.
Thank you.
Mm. Yeah.
I keep thinking a little bit about the I, and we all are the same I.
Yeah.
And something is, since a long time, gathering myself about how can I get emptiness if my brother is not empty because he's the same I. What I mean is there is a path of self-consciousness, but we are a collective consciousness that is the ultimate and supreme conscious. And how can I feel empty if
Yeah, understand.
my brother is not empty?
But you see, the emptiness is also empty from the idea, the feeling, the experience, the concept of emptiness. Because you see that all the world, all the beings, they say I. So there is only one I actually, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But generally the one who says I, he says I am a bird, or I am a human, or I am. There is a quality always attached to this I, and that makes the differences. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So when you say there is one I, it means you don't put any quality to it. Otherwise it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you want to be I empty? Don't put any quality. That's what I am. And from there,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.